right? And no, but everybody can't be in the top.
Yeah. We were talking about how we all put too much focus on planning for the future instead of letting them enjoy the present. And that was totally the case even in the 90s. I mean, right from first grade, everything was geared towards making sure that, at some point you can make a living. It didn't matter what you did from first grade until 10th grade, your formative years of your life. It didn't matter what you did. All that was you're preparing for a future. What future? I don't know, but some future. Okay, with every story, there is some exceptions. I sort of beat up on our education a little bit, but there are some exceptions. Like, for example, in 10th grade, we had this geography teacher called Dinaka Wilson. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the guy, right? If I remember one thing from subjects we learned in school is geography, because he was the head of the NCC, the National Cadet Corps, sort of the head of the scouts. And he was a practical guy because he used to take these scouts out camping, teach them how to survive in the wild and teach them how to read maps and use a compass and things like that. So when he taught geography, he was very practical, like in the sense that he gave us an appreciation of how topographical maps are drawn. I remember that, when I would go out with family to some sort of a hiking spot, when I see the hills, the whole topographical map kind of a picture comes. I sort of start appreciating these things around me. There is a diamond in the rough.
So what he gave you was context to your learning.
Yeah.
And that is what sealed the learning for you in your mind, right? For me, it is in 7th grade, it was a physics teacher called Mr. Fernandez, who was known to be a very strict teacher, but he actually changed my life in sciences. And I can attribute all my work that I do, that I'm in technical work today, that I'm in science and engineering, is all attributed to him because he did a really good job of explaining physics in 7th grade. And I remember that the only thing I studied was physics. And I got really good scores in physics, not so much in everything else, especially Hindi. But I did read a lot of physics.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. And I also remember in 10th grade, we had this computer teacher called Mr. Chanakeshava. That's his name, right?
Yeah. That was his name. Yeah.
He was so good at it. He used to give us these little puzzles that you had to solve. And he asked us to write a program for finding out prime numbers. And it was called the sieve of Eratosthenes.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to write that algorithm in what language? I can't remember now. Basic. I think it was basic.
Okay.
To find the prime numbers. And that was life changing. I'm like, this process, the sieve of Eratosthenes, gives you all these prime numbers. That was like life changing moment. So
amazing.
That's where a lot of things are made, and all our careers are based on kind of random decisions. Like, why did we decide to do what we do, right? It's kind of random. Like, you just decide that I think I like this, I'll do it. And then it's a path you can never change. Somewhere in 7th, 8th grade or something, you decide that you either like the sciences or you don't, you like the humanities.